everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So let's start with another bishop opening. So the game starts e4, e5, bishop to c4. As we all know, that's why I call it bishop opening. Knight to f6, d3, c6, knight f3, d5. Now remember the same position. Okay, we should not capture this d5 pawn. So bishop to b3, b4 check. Okay, b4 check. Now here there are two options. Either we can push the pawn to c3. If we push the pawn to c3, then it will obstruct our knight from developing. Okay, or we can develop our bishop and then it will be a simple exchange. Then we can go with the flow. In real game, white has played bishop to d3, d2, bishop to d2. In real game, it was played bishop to d2. I will show you some variations. Uh, what if white plays pawn to c3? Now you see, if white plays pawn to c3, then it will be an equalish variation. Okay, then both sides have the equal variation, like equal. It's almost equal. There is no such advantages. Okay, then this game will continue to and draw. Okay, then black will play bishop to d6, bishop to g5, d into e4, d into e4. Okay, d into e4. Now you see there are three variations. Black can play either knight to a6, develop, or queen to e7, or push the pawn to a6. There are three possibilities. Any other, most playable these three. Okay, others are not recommended because bishop cannot come here. Okay, it will be an exchange and double isolated pawns. Okay, so let's start with knight to a6. I am showing you the variation that white has played c3 and it is equal for both white and black, and the game is going for a draw. Okay, I am showing you that variation. In real game, it was not played. It was played bishop to d2. Okay, now if the game continues, then white's turn. Knight b d2, developing the pieces. Bishop to c7. Now bishop to c2. Okay, giving support. Now also you see, after playing bishop to c2, okay, because the knight will jump and attack this bishop. Okay, this bishop is a very strong bishop. So knight to c5, castling h3. Okay, this is an equal position for both. Okay, it will end up going draw or some other. So this is one of the line. I have shown you what would happen if knight to a6. How would you continue? If black plays queen to e7, then how it will continue? Again, you will develop your pieces. Knight b d2, bishop to c7, castling, knight to a6. Okay, again it has a tendency of coming here and attack the bishop. Knight to c4, knight to c5, bishop to c2. You have to save the bishop. Okay, this is because this is a strong bishop. In bishop opening, this bishop is very strong. Okay, this white bishop is very strong. Dark color bishop is very, light color bishop is very strong. Remember this. I think I have not told you in previous video, but yeah, always remember that in bishop opening, light square bishop is very strong for white. Okay, so white has saved this bishop by playing bishop to c2, also giving support to this e4 square and castling. Then you see the rook to e1. When the game continues, it's an equal position for both. Okay, it's an equal position for both. What would happen if they place in this position? Black plays h6. Okay, if black plays h6, what would happen? If black plays h6, then it would be like that. Okay, then save the bishop for bishop to h4, then queen to e7, knight b d2, now bishop to c7, queen e2, a6, h3. Again, it's the same equal position for both. Okay, in real game it was played bishop to d2. Okay, bishop to d2. Okay, rather than playing bishop to c3, bishop to d2. It's a strong move because there are multiple ways. So let's see how the game continues. Bishop into bishop, knight b into d2. Okay, knight b into d2, queen to c7, castling. Okay, both sides castled. Rook to e1. Okay, giving support so that after the exchange, the rook has this semi-open file. Bishop to g4, h3, bishop into f3, queen into f3. Okay, bishop into f3, queen into f3. You might think why bishop has captured this f3. It can go back. If it goes back, now listen carefully. If it goes back, what would happen? Pawn captures, pawn captures. Then this pawn pushes, bishop goes back. Then knight will capture this pawn. Okay, it will lose an extra pawn. That's why black has captured this knight. Queen into f3. Okay, giving support. Also, this pawn is protected by the knight. Okay, this pawn is protected by the knight. Now, d into e4, knight into e4, knight into e4, rook into e4. Okay, all pieces developed for white except this one. Okay, this will come and join the party. Simple. Knight d7. Now d4. Okay, now d4. Now you have to break the center. Okay, d4. Your pieces are developed. Now break the center and go for attack. Okay, d4. E takes d4. Rook to e7. Okay, rook to e7. You see this pawn. Bishop opening. Always this bishop is strong and this pawn on f7 is always weak. Okay, remember this. So queen to d6. Rook a e1. Rook a e1. Now king to h8. Okay, king to h8. Now already this pawn is attacked thrice. Bishop will definitely capture the king moves or not. Okay. So the game continues. Bishop into f7. Rook a d8. Okay, rook a d8. Now queen to g4. Okay, queen to g4. Okay, g targeting this g7 square. Okay, by this rook. Okay, targeting this g7 square. Now you might think, okay, the knight can come here, okay, and attack the queen. Yeah, definitely that's what black has played. Rook to knight to f6, and queen to h4, queen to h4. Now targeting this pawn, okay, targeting this pawn. How? The knight is already saving, but yeah, the bishop will come, then the rook will join the party. Okay, this is a deep thought. Okay, I'll show you very interesting mating pattern. Okay, stay tuned. I'll show you very interesting mating pattern. You should always remember by this position. You should understand, yeah, this mating pattern may occur, may happen in your game. So the game continues. Queen to b4. Now bishop to g6. Okay, the pawn cannot capture. Okay, also there is a mate threat, but we have to remove this knight. Okay, our tendency, we have to remove this knight. Now there are two possibilities. Okay, in if you are a below 1800 player, you will, after reaching this position, you will be definitely winning the match. Okay, if you are below 1800 rated player, if you are playing with below 1800 rated player, always remember that this is already a very complex situation. Okay, I am showing you the grandmaster's game. Okay, they have deep thought. So their plan, okay, in real game, black has played rook here, rook on d7. Okay, but what would happen that if queen captures this b2? Okay, if queen captures this b2, then it's a lost. Okay, this is a blunder. Remember, this is a blunder. Why this is blunder? Queen capturing on b2, and how this is a blunder? It's not even attacked, or the blunder is that it has left the weak position for the black. Queen should hold this position. Okay, hold this position, all these squares, hold these squares. But here it has left this position, weak position for the black. Now you see how the mate continues. After reaching this position, always, if anyone very serious about the mating patterns, remember this mate. Now I am showing you. Please concentrate. Rook into g7. Okay, great sacrifice. It's a great sacrifice. Rook into g7. Okay. Now king into g7. Rook into rook e7 check. Rook e7 check. Now you see black has three options. Either the rook should come here and block, knight king can capture the bishop, or king goes there. I will show you three variations. Okay, I'll show you three variations. What if this capture rook captures is on g6? Then you see how the mate goes. Queen g3 check. Okay, then again it has three options. Either the knight will come, the king comes, or the king goes here. I'll show you again the three variations. If king goes on a6, queen to g7 check, only one move, king h5, rook e5 check, queen, king to h4. Now I have got the mate. Okay, you can come here, give the mate. Okay, or you can come here, give the mate. Okay, this is one. This is one variation. If the king goes on g6, h6. Now another thing, if king comes on f5, then it's a simple mate, right? It's a simple mate. Rook on e5 mate. Okay. Now what if the knight comes here? What if the knight comes here? Then again queen into g4 check. King to f6. Queen g7 mate. Now you see the box pattern. Okay, this is a box pattern. I hope you have learned this box pattern mate. King to f7. Rook e5 check. King f4. Queen g5 mate. Do this box pattern mate. Okay, I have shown you what would happen if king captures the bishop. Okay, king captures the bishop. Now you see what would happen if it goes back. Okay? If it goes back, what would happen? How the mate will continue? Rook into a7, king to g8, rook h8. Now you see it's easy, right? It comes, it's a mate here. Okay, it comes, it's a mate here. Now I have shown you if the king captures the bishop or king goes on h8. Now what would happen if rook comes and block? Rook to f7. Then game continues. Rook into f7, check. If it captures, then it's again a box pattern mate. Okay, then it's a box pattern mate. Or if it captures, then you can capture again. It will come here. Then it's a mate like this also. Okay. So king goes on g8, queen into f6. Now you see this mate cannot be prevented. Okay, this mate cannot be prevented. If the pawn pushes here, still you can give it check here. It will go there. Then again you can give a check here. It will come. It's a mate. Okay. Black can just try. Okay, black can just try, but it's mate, right? It cannot be stopped. Now you can capture this and it's a mate. Okay, I hope you have learned this mating pattern. Okay, now coming to the real game. If queen captures this b2 pawn, then how the mate continues, I have shown you. In real game, black has played rook to d7. Then white has played rook e8. Then again rook d8. c3. Okay, now attacking the queen. Okay, attacking the queen. The pawn cannot capture, but the queen is lost. c3. First of all, it is exchanging the rooks. Okay, after rook captures, don't white should not capture the queen. Okay, or else it will lose two rooks for one queen. Then again, it will be an equalish position. Rather, first of all, exchange. Okay, now still the attack is there, right? You are still attacking the queen, also attacking the rook. Now you see in this position now we have reached a critical position. Okay, now what would you play if you are white? Most people will think, okay, let's not do an exchange, let's do some complicated things. Let's capture this pawn. If we capture this pawn, and you see that this queen is also attacked. Okay, the queen is also attacked, but black has a very beautiful move. It's knight into e8. Okay, knight into e8. Now if we capture, then knight will come and capture. Also this bishop is also under attack. Okay, if bishop captures, queen will capture. Queen capture, then it's an easy win for black. So in this position, when you have the upper hand, okay, in this position, when you no need to capture this pawn, okay, you are already getting this pawn, okay, and also you have a very strong position. So go for the exchange. Simply go for the exchange. Look into f8, queen into f8, c into d4. Okay, you are already getting this pawn, c into d4. Don't come and capture with the queen, or else the bishop will fall. Okay. Now you see, now there is no much attacks. Okay, all the pieces are exchanged. Now you see that queen is activated for the black. Now you have to activate your queen also. First of all, you have to save the bishop, then you have to activate the queen. So first of all, saving the pawn d3. Then again, queen is attacking our pawns. Queen to d2. Now you have to save your bishop, then activate your queen. Bishop to f5. Queen takes a2. Queen g3. Now you see queen g3. Now you have chance of attacking. Okay, and capturing this pawn. Okay, also you are defending this pawn. So black played queen e2, queen b8 check. Now it wants to exchange. Okay, black wants to exchange because um, it wants to play for a draw. Simple thing, it wants to play for a draw. So we are getting the free pawn. Queen into b7, g6 played, attacking the bishop. Bishop retreats. Bishop to d5, d3, a5, saving the pawn on a5. a5. Now we have bishop to f1, queen d8. Now another pawn is captured. Okay, now queen also captured. Now queen a8 check, king g7, queen into a5, knight to e4. Okay, you see attacking this pawn now, both the pieces. You have to save it. Queen comes on e1, h5. Okay, attacking. Okay, black is trying to somehow create some counter play. Now we need to exchange. Okay, now it's time for our to exchange because we are having a passer pawn. Okay, we are having a passer pawn with the support of bishop. We are having a passer pawn. Also, we have two pawns extra. Now we have to exchange. Okay, now our move should be okay. Let's exchange. So black does not want to exchange. Queen to b4, bishop to c4. Okay, giving support. Knight to f6, queen e5. Okay, pinning the knight. Queen to b6, g3, king h6. Now queen e3. Now it is forced. Okay, it is forced to exchange, or is the queen will lost. Okay, now it's a simple win for white. Okay, I hope you have learned a lot from this video. Okay, I know this video is a bit long, but remember that rook tactics of that mating attack. If you have liked it, give a like, thumbs up, share with your fellow members, and subscribe so that the knowledge spreads. Thank you everyone. See you in the next video.